Hey guys, this is Echo Soundworks, and you're checking out a mixing tip and trick tutorial video on ADSR. So in this video, we're going to be checking out how you can remove fret noise and string noise from a guitar recording. I did a couple guitar videos recently. I got requests to do more, so I thought I'd show you this little tip and trick. So this is really helpful if you've recorded a guitarist that it doesn't play a guitar a lot, or they're not used to recording, and they're not used to how you can pick up unwanted sounds when you're transitioning from chords or just positions on the fretboard. So this is especially helpful with acoustic guitars. It helps sometimes with electrics. Now, this exact technique I'm showing you is one that replaces volume automation. That's obviously going to be your first go-to, or chopping up the track and then removing the fret noise as you go. But there are times when that's just not an option, and this is one of those examples. So I'm going to play the fret noise that I don't like, and it's on loop right here. So we're just going to hear that sound, and that's what I'm trying to reduce in the mix. And then we'll check out the actual full pass here in a second. Right, so there's no simple place for me to cut this where the guitar would make sense. So let's listen to the actual track here. Okay, so I'm not going to take out, I typically don't take out all of the string noises in a recording, but I don't like having like 2 or 3 back to back. And the way I played this, kind of played it like an idiot. I probably could have spent more time playing the guitar, or actually getting it right from the source. That's your first course of action. But if you're in a position where you can't play it again, you don't want to play it again because you got certain parts of it just how you want, this is fairly easy to remove. Now, the way I did it was I used an equalizer. So let's turn on that equalizer and listen to this again. Right, so it's not taking out the volume completely of the track. It's not actually removing, it's not like cutting and then doing a fade. It's removing certain frequencies. You can use this same technique on breaths and even sibilant sounds, like S's if a DSR are missing it, or maybe you have a singer that really hits like the TH sounds really hard. So you can also use a multiband compressor. I just used the FabFilter Pro Q2 in this instance because I like how it sounded. I did test out a multiband compressor. So all I did was I created these 3 different bands here, and then in my track where this sound occurred, I just looped it, like right here. Okay. And then what I've done is I've just automated down the frequencies with bell curves with a really narrow Q setting on most of the curves. And what I did was I looked at the analyzer of, if we solo this real quick, there's a lot of content here. I know a lot of the high content, it will be some of it too, but I have a lot of the frequencies cut out with this EQ that's happening before it. So basically what I did was I just played a little bit of it and kind of, and I messed around with making a band and dipping it down before I did the automation, and just seeing where it fit with that sound. Now, string noise is, I don't want to say it's like white noise, but that sound is kind of like a broadband spectrum. You kind of got to cut out almost every frequency to get rid of it. So if you can't mute it or can't automate the volume, try to get the most problematic frequencies that are maybe resonating in a bad way with the notes or note that you're playing. That's kind of how I approach this. So let's listen to it, and you'll notice the difference here. So here it is on and off. So it's a little bit more forward and a little bit more bright, that string sound. So this was a musical option for me because it didn't actually take out the energy of the guitar. It's still there a little bit, it's just quieter. Now, I probably could go in and make another band or two to kind of cut some more frequency out, maybe like right in this area here. But that's why I like the FabFilter Pro Q2 for this, because you can just keep making bands. And then you can really easily just automate that in. Now, there's another technique you could employ, but it really depends. There's just some variables that are maybe a little bit outside your control with this one, and that would be a multiband compressor. Now, the variables are what multiband compressor you have, and then also you're kind of at the mercy of the release function of that, how quickly the algorithm is modeled, or if it's, like an opto algorithm, or if it's really digital and quick or fast. So you could make a ghost track if you're going to try that method. So for instance, I put a kick right here and I muted the output of it by just not having an output if you're a Logic user. Okay, so it doesn't play, but you see the volume meter go up, right? And then what you'd do is you'd come to your guitar track or your source audio, and you would load up your multiband compressor, key in the sidechain input to that ghost track, and it would do a similar thing. Now, the reason why I opted for the FabFilter Pro Q2 is because you can see when I pull that up, it happens incredibly quick because it's based off of automation. Right now, that guitar squeak or that little sound was incredibly quick, so that's why I used it. Now, I could mess around with the start and end points, and I could actually kind of probably should do a slightly different shape. I should probably actually have it ramping down in this example. So it starts at just slightly before that sound occurs and then have it ramp up. That would probably be even more musical. And we'll try that real quick and see how it sounds. Yeah, that's actually more musical in this instance. Let's solo it, and then we will call it a day on this video. Because I'm kind of sliding into that note. So that actually, to my ears, sounds nice and musical. So if you guys have any questions or comments, let me know below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I am Echo Soundworks. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.